Qualities of zodiac signs: movable, fixed, and dual signs. Taurus Part 2. Taurus is our first example of a fixed sign, or Sthira Rashi, and it is ruled by Venus with the earth element. Fixed signs are marked by Tamas Guna, which stands for stability, inertia, and resistance to change. While this may sound negative at first glance, it actually offers something profoundly valuable: the ability to hold space, maintain structure, and endure. Taurus exemplifies this beautifully. Its fixity makes it reliable, grounded, and persistent in its approach to life. As an ascendant, Taurus lends the personality a steady and composed nature. These individuals are often seen as calm, slow to anger, but very firm in their opinions and decisions once they're made. Unlike Aries, which reacts instantly, Taurus watches, waits, and only acts when truly necessary. They dislike chaos and tend to seek environments and routines that are predictable and soothing. This is the kind of personality that builds life carefully and defends it fiercely. In the fourth house, Taurus creates a strong sense of attachment to home and roots. Emotional security is often derived from physical comforts, like a beautiful house, good food, or financial stability. This placement doesn't usually encourage relocation. If anything, it emphasizes staying rooted, perhaps in ancestral property or within one's comfort zone. There's a desire to preserve family traditions, and any change in home life is likely to be met with resistance unless it's absolutely needed. Now, when Taurus falls in the seventh house, such as for Scorpio Ascendant individuals, it creates a longing for reliable, sensual, and consistent partners. These natives don't appreciate unpredictability in relationships. They seek loyalty, physical connection, and the kind of bond that strengthens with time. However, because fixed signs resist change, these relationships can sometimes become stagnant unless conscious effort is made to evolve together. In career terms, Taurus in the 10th house, as is the case for Leo Ascendant, brings a focus on long-term professional growth. These individuals are builders. They do not leap into career shifts and are usually not attracted to high-risk, high-fluctuation environments. Instead, they find success in careers that require patience, discipline, and attention to quality. Professions related to finance, design, agriculture, music, or real estate often suit them because these offer tangible, lasting outcomes. The fixity of Taurus means that once a pattern is established, whether in behavior, thought, or schedule, it takes a lot to break it. This has both strengths and drawbacks. The strength is consistency. People with Taurus prominent in their charts can be counted on. But the downside is resistance to growth, especially if that growth requires disruption or emotional upheaval. Their life lesson often involves learning when to let go or adapt, rather than simply endure. With Tamas Guna, Taurus doesn't rush. Tamas gives it the ability to hold still, to anchor down when others might flee. But if overactive, it can lead to complacency, laziness, or overindulgence. The key for Taurus is to balance pleasure and discipline, to enjoy what life offers without becoming attached to it. Venus, its ruler, gives charm and aesthetic appreciation, but also teaches lessons of detachment through experience. So when Taurus is the lens through which we interpret the ascendant, the home, the spouse, or the career, we're dealing with themes of holding, preserving, and building. It's not about doing more, it's about going deeper. That's what makes Taurus one of the most stabilizing, yet internally potent signs of the zodiac. Changing energies of planets with qualities of zodiac sign, Part 2, Taurus with conjunctions. Taurus is a fixed earth sign ruled by Venus and infused with Tamas Guna, which brings stability, resistance to change, and a deep desire to preserve and cultivate. When planets conjoin in Taurus, their energies are grounded, sensual, and slow to transform. They don't erupt like in Aries. They settle, embed, and endure. But Taurus also has hidden intensity. It may seem calm, but its fixity makes desires, attachments, and resistances deeply entrenched. Conjunctions here create lasting impact, often centered around material comfort, value systems, and emotional or sensory grounding. Take Sun's Mercury in Taurus in the second house. This combination merges ego and intellect in the house of speech, finance, and values. Here, Mercury gains stability, and the Sun adds authority to one's voice and ideas. In Taurus, both these planets slow down just enough to think before speaking, but retain purpose. These individuals may be thoughtful communicators, skilled in finance, or persuasive through calm articulation. There's a strong sense of one's worth and a tendency to identify with material security. Now consider Moon plus Mars in Taurus in the 4th house. Moon wants emotional security, Mars wants to act, and Taurus resists both volatility and movement. This conjunction can create suppressed emotional intensity, where frustration simmers beneath a composed exterior. These natives often take action to protect their home or family, but may also experience inner restlessness in domestic life. The challenge lies in expressing emotion constructively rather than holding it in. It can also indicate a determined homemaker or a tenacious real estate investor. Place Venus plus Saturn in Taurus in the 1st house. Venus is at home here, and Saturn brings gravity, maturity, and restraint. This is a dignified, composed personality, graceful but serious. Physical appearance may be attractive in a classical or understated way. These individuals may value long-term beauty, commitment, and quality. In love and expression, they are loyal but cautious. If well aspected, this pairing can indicate an artist with disciplined refinement. If afflicted, it can bring emotional inhibition or excessive attachment to form and structure. Consider Jupiter plus Moon in Taurus in the 11th house. This forms a variant of Gajakasari Yoga in a house of gains, networks, and fulfillment of desires. In Taurus, both Jupiter and Moon find grounding. Jupiter expresses benevolence and wisdom through stable ideals, and the Moon gains calm, emotional temperament. These individuals may be generous with friends, emotionally attached to their ideals, and materially blessed. Gains in life often come through consistent effort, supported by wise alliances or patronage. Mars Rahu in Taurus in the 3rd house creates what is often called the Angarak Yoga, especially potent in the house of courage and communication. Here, Rahu amplifies Mars' drive and aggression, and Taurus forces both into a persistent, fixed direction. These individuals may be fearless speakers, highly strategic, and often succeed through relentless will. But if unrefined, this combination can bring passive-aggressive behavior, strained sibling relationships, or misuse of power in communication. Now try Sun plus Ketu in Taurus in the 10th house. The Sun here seeks recognition and career stability. Ketu denies ego, detaches, and spiritualizes. Together in Taurus, this can indicate someone who appears externally successful but feels disconnected from worldly ambition. These natives may perform dutifully in their profession, especially in finance, agriculture, or luxury-related fields, but privately feel that something essential is missing. If spiritualized, they may become renunciate-like despite living within the material world. Place Mercury's Venus Moon in Taurus in the 5th house, and you get a deeply artistic, romantic, and emotionally expressive placement. Mercury gives intellect, Venus brings aesthetic sense, and the Moon adds emotional flavor. In the 5th house of creativity and romance, this blend suggests a strong inclination toward the arts, music, poetry, design, or emotionally driven teaching. Taurus grounds these gifts, making them practical and lasting. These people are often loving, loyal, and quietly expressive in matters of the heart. Saturn-Mars in Taurus in the 12th house is an intense placement. Mars is slowed, Saturn is isolated, and Taurus tries to stabilize both. But in the 12th house, their energies move inward or into hidden struggles. This can indicate frustration that doesn't find easy expression, especially in matters related to loss, expenditure, or isolation. However, if directed towards spiritual practice, this combination can produce a highly disciplined ascetic, especially in a Venus-ruled sign which spiritualizes the sensory. Rahu plus Jupiter in Taurus in the 9th house creates a version of Guru Chandala Yoga, especially if afflicted. Rahu magnifies desire for higher knowledge or exotic philosophies, while Jupiter offers wisdom and dharma. In Taurus, this could manifest as someone pursuing spiritual or academic knowledge through non-traditional means, materially grounded in their pursuit, but occasionally driven by outer validation or status. If evolved, this person may challenge outdated spiritual systems and promote inclusive, practical wisdom. Each conjunction in Taurus roots planetary energies into form, into what's valuable, tangible, and lasting. The Sthira nature means changes happen slowly, but their effects are profound and difficult to reverse. While Aries pushes planets to act, Taurus asks them to hold, to build, to endure. These conjunctions favor sustained effort, but also teach lessons in detachment from attachment itself. When guided with awareness, they yield grounded creativity, stability, and dignified strength. Changing energies of planets with qualities of Zodiac sign Part 2, Taurus, continued with more conjunctions and yogas. Taurus, being a fixed earth sign ruled by Venus and governed by Tamas Guna, absorbs planetary energies slowly but powerfully. When multiple planets conjoin in Taurus, their impulses are softened, refined, or stabilized. These combinations often lead to long-term patterns, whether in speech, relationships, wealth, or values. While Aries ignites, Taurus sustains. Below are more conjunctions and some of the yogas they form when activated in the calm but potent soil of Taurus. Sun plus Mars in Taurus in the first house brings together authority and action, filtered through a calm but stubborn personality. Both are fiery planets, and Taurus moderates their combustion by channeling energy into physical strength, endurance, and charisma with restraint. This combination can indicate a strong leader who doesn't rush but holds firm. If afflicted, there may be a rigid ego or difficulty backing down in conflicts. If well placed, this pairing supports executive power, especially in business or agriculture-related leadership. Moon plus Saturn in Taurus in the fourth house creates an emotionally complex configuration. Moon represents softness, nourishment, and emotional rhythm. Saturn delays, hardens, and deepens. In Taurus, the moon is exalted at its strongest, yet Saturn adds weight. This can suggest a deep longing for emotional stability, perhaps shaped by early emotional responsibility. The home may be sparse yet dependable, and the native often has a calm demeanor but is emotionally slow to open. Over time, this pairing gives profound inner maturity. Mercury plus Jupiter in Taurus in the second house often forms Dana Yoga, as both planets are associated with speech and learning, and the second house governs wealth and voice. Mercury gives intelligence, and Jupiter gives wisdom. When combined in Taurus, they lend a calm, articulate manner and potential for financial acumen. These individuals may succeed through advisory roles, education, or managing resources. Speech tends to be thoughtful, moral, and sometimes persuasive in a non-confrontational way. Venus Rahu in Taurus in the seventh house creates a potent magnetism in relationships. Venus is the natural significator of marriage, and Rahu amplifies whatever it touches. In Taurus, Venus is in its own sign, so desires for partnership, beauty, sensuality, and comfort are heightened. Rahu can cause overindulgence or attraction to unconventional partners. These natives are extremely attractive to others, but must learn to differentiate between pleasure and deeper connection. This pairing can also draw one into artistic fame or luxury-oriented professions. Mars plus Mercury in Taurus in the third house activates drive and logic in the house of communication, courage, and skill. Taurus lends persistence to Mercury's sharp thinking and Mars's courage. This person may have a steady yet forceful communication style, strong in debate, negotiation, and even mechanical or hands-on skills. If afflicted, it may result in argumentative tendencies or sharp-tongued retorts. When refined, this is a signature for technical brilliance or entrepreneurial initiative. Jupiter plus Saturn in Taurus in the ninth house fuses tradition and expansion in the house of Dharma and higher knowledge. Jupiter seeks to expand belief, while Saturn anchors it in discipline. In Taurus, this pairing supports long-term philosophical or religious commitment, especially when tied to ethical structures. This combination can form a Parivrajaka yoga, one associated with renunciation or spiritual leadership, especially if Ketu is involved or the Lagna is spiritualized. It produces a teacher or guide who practices what they preach, albeit conservatively. Sun plus Venus Mercury in Taurus in the fifth house forms a refined trio. The Sun seeks to express identity, Venus adds charm and aesthetics, and Mercury enables articulation. Taurus grants endurance, sensuality, and artistic touch. In the fifth house of intelligence and creativity, this combination may suggest gifted musicians, poets, or graceful public speakers. Romantic life is affectionate, though perhaps a little possessive. The presence of the Sun may cause friction between ego and diplomacy, but the artistic potential here is substantial. Moon plus Jupiter Ketu in Taurus in the 11th house forms a combination that balances expansion and detachment in the realm of gains and social circles. Moon and Jupiter together bring nurturing abundance. This is often a Gaja Kasari yoga, enhancing status and emotional maturity. Ketu, however, reduces attachment to results. In Taurus, this might result in one who is materially successful but gradually turns inward, using gains to support a more philosophical or detached lifestyle. Friends and networks may be spiritual or karmic in nature. Saturn Rahu in Taurus in the 8th house often indicates karmic burdens related to control, fear, or transformation. Saturn represents restriction and long-term pressure. Rahu intensifies obsession and disruption. Taurus tries to steady this volatile energy, but the 8th house naturally deals with the unseen, death, secrets, shared resources. This can indicate an individual who faces delays or hardship with inheritance or intimacy, yet gains strength through endurance and psychological depth. With conscious effort, this pair can master hidden sciences or occult disciplines. Sun plus Mercury plus Ketu in Taurus in the 6th house blends will, intellect, and detachment in the house of service and enemies. Ketu tends to disconnect, while the Sun and Mercury seek to solve and organize. In Taurus, this trio can produce a disciplined, analytical personality who seeks order through simplicity. The native may work in health, analysis, or administrative service with minimal ego attachment. This combination can help neutralize opposition, especially through silent competence. Conjunctions in Taurus slow down the pace but deepen the impact. These combinations are rarely volatile but often long-lasting. Taurus, as Sthira Rashi, resists fluctuation, so conjunctions here express in subtle, enduring ways, often shaping the native's values, speech, wealth, sensual preferences, and emotional needs. These planetary pairings mature gracefully and reward those who work patiently toward inner and outer stability. Changing energies of planets with qualities of zodiac sign, Part 2, Taurus, continued with unusual conjunctions and rare yogas. Taurus, ruled by Venus and associated with Tamas Guna, acts like fertile earth, slow to change but deeply retentive. When unusual planetary combinations occur here, they don't shout, they persist. Taurus stabilizes and sensualizes planetary impulses, even the more volatile ones like Ketu, Rahu, or Mars. When rare yogas form here, their effects manifest in material domains like wealth, luxury, voice, values, and emotional endurance, but with an undercurrent of spiritual testing or karmic maturity. Rahu plus Ketu in Taurus in the 1st house, Rahu, and 7th house, Ketu axis creates a karmic pivot centered on personal identity versus relationship. When the nodes fall on the Taurus-Scorpio axis, the soul's growth revolves around mastering stability, self-worth, and sensual grounding, while learning to release control, emotional extremes, or obsessions with others. Rahu in Taurus is actually considered a favorable placement. It seeks to stabilize desire in the material realm, and may bring fame, charisma, or allure through voice, appearance, or sensuality. This axis can also produce deep past life carryovers involving broken trust, requiring the native to reclaim autonomy and peace in the physical world. Mars plus Ketu in Taurus in the 2nd house can create Barun Yoga, a fearsome combination when in trinal or angular relationship to the Ascendant. This pairing in Taurus generates intense focus on speech and value systems. Mars is action, Ketu is severance. In the 2nd house, which governs speech and family karma, this combo can create a cutting tongue or a highly independent person detached from their early family conditioning. But if well placed, it can also indicate someone who wields spiritual speech with precision, like a mantra master or a martial artist who teaches through silence and presence. Saturn Ketu Moon in Taurus in the 12th house produces a blend of isolation, inward withdrawal, and emotional asceticism. Taurus, being sensual and attached, seems an odd host for this trio, but this contrast deepens the lesson. The moon seeks comfort, Ketu detaches, and Saturn delays. In the 12th house, this conjunction may indicate a lifetime of dissolving attachment to physical pleasure, perhaps after great suffering or disappointment. If balanced, this is a configuration for a quiet, enduring renunciate, someone who finds stillness through material restraint. Venus plus Rahu Saturn in Taurus in the 4th house creates a complex combination of attraction, restriction, and karmic fixation. Venus is dignified in Taurus, yet Rahu exaggerates her desires and Saturn imposes boundaries. In the 4th house, this can show a person who deeply craves emotional beauty, comfort, or luxurious surroundings, yet faces repeated denial or delay. It may indicate a glamorous yet emotionally distant mother figure or an upbringing of mixed indulgence and repression. If well managed, This conjunction can produce refined interior designers, architects, or social reformers rooted in aesthetic realism. Sun plus Mars Ketu in Taurus in the 10th house creates a fierce Trikalagraha yoga involving fire and severance. Mars gives energy to action, the Sun gives status and ambition, and Ketu disorients or spiritualizes the motive. In Taurus, their force is steadied, but the combination may result in a career driven by instinct and destiny rather than clear intention. These natives may suddenly renounce positions of power, challenge hierarchy, or become unexpectedly successful through self-sacrificing service. The presence of Ketu often removes ego, even as status rises, resulting in paradoxical fame. Jupiter plus Venus plus Saturn Mercury in Taurus in the 9th house forms a rare multidimensional yoga involving wealth, Dana Yoga, speech, Vaksiddhi Yoga, wisdom, Guru Yoga, and restraint. Taurus being the sign of grounded values, this cluster often indicates a person with a highly cultivated worldview, traditional yet elegant, slow but brilliant. In the 9th house, it may produce a teacher, writer, or thinker whose fame spreads slowly but deeply, like a revered guru, classical artist, or scholar with a timeless body of work. If Moon or Ascendant joins this, it enhances the yoga further, pointing to a karmic teacher born to preserve cultural knowledge. Moon plus Mercury, Rahu Ketu, in Taurus across the 6th and 12th axis activates deep karmic lessons around service, loss, and healing. The Moon in Taurus is exalted, strong, and emotionally grounded, but when it joins Mercury and the nodes across polar houses, it becomes hypersensitive and complex. In the 6th, Mercury-Rahu gives obsessive work patterns, sharp analytics, or psychosomatic health tendencies. In the 12th, Ketu detaches from comfort, and Mercury processes dreams and subconscious material. This may create a brilliant medical or psychological mind with emotional intelligence grounded in prior life suffering. Venus plus Mars plus Jupiter in Taurus in the 5th house creates a potent Saraswati yoga if Mercury is strong and unafflicted. This is a configuration of creative brilliance, artistic power, and wisdom through sensual channels. The 5th house governs joy, children, and creative expression. Taurus gives it form. Venus provides taste, Mars drive, and Jupiter knowledge. The native may be a prolific artist, composer, or performer who fuses pleasure with philosophy, art with ethics. If this yoga occurs under strong Navamsa support, it can bring recognition in cultural or spiritual arts. Rahu's Mercury Sun in Taurus in the 3rd house results in a sharp strategic communicator with power in hands, voice, or media. Mercury is at home here and gains a persuasive, calculated tone. Sun lends authority, while Rahu supercharges ambition and cleverness. This can produce skilled politicians, business marketers, or even illusionists, people who influence minds through precision. But the risk lies in manipulation or egotism. With Jupiter's aspect, it stabilizes into high-level consulting, publishing, or public speaking. Taurus allows unusual yogas to mature like aged wine, slowly, quietly, but with enduring potency. When rare conjunctions occur here, the energies are never wasted. They're absorbed into values, expression, and structure. These combinations often manifest as lifelong patterns, karmic themes that play out through beauty, hardship, and eventual inner richness. For the spiritually inclined, Taurus becomes the silent field where great karmic seeds are both planted and harvested.